Do you remember buying your first car, moving out of home for the first time, losing your virginity, your first heartbreak, maybe even that first drink? These rites of passage help shape who we are and mark important transitions in our journey through life.
First time I tried drugs, I was 13 years old, and I was with my cousin Wyatt, and we were in like a wooded area, and yeah, I just remember like thinking I could jump into this ravine, and I couldn't jump all the way through it, and jumped right into the middle of it and got covered in water. So it was a pretty crazy experience.
It was hash oil, and I was in grade 7, and I honestly didn't really know what I was doing, so I can't honestly say my first experience really sealed the deal for me, because at that point I hadn't smoked a cigarette and I hadn't smoked anything else of the sort. So as far as inhaling and keeping it in, it was not on the radar. So kind of a dud experience, I guess you could say.
I was with some friends, and at the time we went to this house party. We were just listening to music. I remember we were listening to like Eazy-E, we were listening to like Bone Thugs and Harmony, and this song came up called Down to the Last Roach. It's like a Eazy-E song, it's a weed smoking song. And I remember we were in this room, and the room had a red light bulb, and this guy was passing around spliffs, and I just inhaled, exhaled, and then the first time I got the munchies, it was crazy. I was just like, I'm hungry. But yeah, the first time I smoked weed was interesting.
It was me, my friend, and my sister. We went outside of like our elementary school, and you know those bleachers that are like stacked? We went under those and tried to like roll a joint because we heard about this, but we're all little girls. We had no idea what we were doing, and so like for me, it didn't like I didn't really feel anything, or it didn't affect me because I don't think we knew exactly how to roll one or to smoke it properly.
That was with my friend Tona, one of my best friends back in the day that I worked with in Carlos O'Brien's in Puerto Vallarta. And we both lived in an area called Marbella. We had a really rough day, and he was just chilling at home. I think he was listening to Paul Simon. And I just knocked on his door, and I wanted to go see a movie just to relax, and he was just smoking a joint, and I said, what are you doing? Oh, which is I'll never give it a try, let me give it a try. And spent the next 3 hours just laughing our ass off, and I thought it was quite hilarious. Got really hungry after.
Probably in university. Yeah, a quick. Don't want to go into too much details, but we were just with friends, and I gave it a shot.
It was probably with my best friend Carrie. I don't remember the first time I tried it, but I remember we used to call it green eyeshadow for code. So if we were at like my house or her place or whatever, and we were looking for it, Carrie would always be like, Nicole, where's the green eyeshadow? I'm like, I don't know, let's look through my bag. And so like we had like codes for everything. So yeah, we ended up getting caught quite a few times because like again, I'm pretty sure the first time I got drunk, we had smoked pot too, because later, a few years later, her grandpa was going through the computer and was going through like all the videos, and he found out what happened to that wine, and that, yeah, we were high because we said it a few times in the videos. So yeah, they found out. And we used to blame it on swimming. I remember once we got caught at my parents' house, who were super strict, super again, like they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't do drugs, like ever at all. And we went for a walk, because we used to go swimming all the time, but we went for a walk and we came back and our eyes were just bloodshot. And my mom and her grandma were actually both there. We're like, why, like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, why is your eyes so red? And we're like, oh, well, we went swimming. They're like, why is your hair dry? Oh, because we blow dried our hair. Where's your bathing suits? Oh, we left them at the swimming pool. So yeah, we got caught a few times.
First time smoking drugs, we were way too young. We had older brothers and sisters who would give us stuff to try, and we were probably in grade 6. In my friend's tent trailer parked in the backyard, we had a toilet paper roll with a piece of foil in it, and we tried smoking hash. My friend's brother had given it to us. And I think the other thing, we probably tried smoking parsley and oregano and some pot and stuff like that as well. it was never my thing, but I remember trying it in the backyard with my friend in grade 6 in the tent trailer. The parents weren't out there, right?
That wasn't until I went to Amsterdam with my friends for one of his birthdays. And the only reason I actually tried it is because we went into a cafe and one of my friends really didn't want to try it, so we kind of left. And towards the end of the trip was kind of waiting in, it was like the reception of the hotel. And as I was waiting in this, I see this American woman in there and she was struggling to carry a suitcase. So me and my friend went in, grabbed a suitcase for her, and then she just turned around with this little joint and was like, yeah boys, I'm not going to use this, so have that. And basically, after I tried it, I had probably about 2 drags of it, 2 tokes on the joint, and I just knocked it out on the bus, so it wasn't exactly the best experience. So.
Grade 9. I went to Jasper for grade 9, that was when I was 13, and stayed with my girlfriend, and her good girlfriend was right next door, and the 3 of us were the 3 Stooges. We hung out together, and of course you had to try that, right? So we'd go and sneak off someplace and try it, and it made me quite nauseous, and so maybe that was a good thing I didn't bother carrying on with it.
The first time I tried drugs, marijuana, I was in high school, and I was very anti-drug in junior high, but eventually I was at a concert and I thought, well, yeah, I have to give this a go, and it was all right. And I continued, to smoke a bit in my 20s, but back then, pot, you could actually share a joint with someone and feel okay, unlike, the pot that's out there today, which is so strong, it just, knocks you down. It's 100 times stronger than it used to be. So I didn't mind, smoking once in a while, but it really, it didn't do that much for me.
Yes, I experimented with it while I was in high school a little bit. It wasn't my favorite thing, but when I was at like pit parties and places that no parents were around. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. It wasn't something that I continued or wanted to continue. I tried it and I was like, been there, done that, move on.
My childhood and my adolescence could have been spent a lot worse ways than they were, that's for sure. So I'm glad that it all turned out the way it did. And the impact on my life overall was, it's really turned me into what I believe to be a great person, right? A great provider for the family and a really happy father, happy husband.
To watch more stories or share your story, visit us at yourfirstkiss.ca.